Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Jerrick with Allegedly Sober. It's just me here today, don't have the whole crew this time. I was just kind of sitting around today, started thinking about some stuff. So I just decided, why not, instead of just having this conversation in my mind, why not just try recording it and see if I figure out more about it as I'm telling it, or maybe if someone else listens to it that has something to say about it, or maybe someone else will gain something from it. But it's been something that's been on my mind for a while now. Definitely something a little difficult to explain, but I'll do my best. It goes along with hard work, I guess, would be the main topic of it. There's like kind of a beliefs system around hard work that I'm starting to notice, and some people call it hard work. Some people it's just like putting in effort every day. It's just like the mindset of basically what you put into the world is what's going to come back to you, and that it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense because when we do that, it oftentimes works. It comes back to us. It's basically when you do things that you don't want to do in order to get things that you think will make you happy, which is true, may not be true, but regardless, you basically do things that you don't want to do, like for instance your job, because you want something in return, basically. And from what I gathered, just from I don't know, from everywhere, I guess, just from everything that anyone says, basically, it seems like the common belief is that the key to happiness is basically putting in a lot of this hard work. And this hard work comes in many different forms. Sometimes it's just your job. Some people believe that if I go to work every day and work really hard, and I'm not one of those lazy people that just chills at home and doesn't earn their way to being happy, basically. Which this is probably one of the most successful mindsets that we have right now, because when you do work hard, oftentimes it does bring you what you want, and oftentimes that does make you happy. So like when you compare that to not working hard, which doesn't bring you what you want, which oftentimes doesn't make you happy, the obvious choice seems, well, yeah, obviously I'll work hard because that has the most happiness in its path. And I definitely agree with this, like probably 98%, because it's just such a reliable system that we have. It basically works in almost every scenario. But I do have something to say about it, and that's I wouldn't say that the key to happiness is that system of working hard and earning what you deserve. Because if we take a couple steps back through that system, you see that the very first step in that system is doing what you don't want to do, which it's kind of strange when you look at it, because basically you have to do what you don't want to do in order to get what you want, which I understand why that just makes perfect sense to humans. Like, it's just the system that is in place so well. But I would argue that if you, instead of putting hard work first in your life, if you put happiness before that it could actually, you can actually save yourself a lot of time. But, if you do that, you can still do whatever you want in life. You can still chase whatever dreams you want. You actually may find that you have dreams that you've been suppressing because you think that hard work should come before anything else. And who knows? Who knows? You may find that those things arise if you put your happiness first. Because one thing I've noticed about happiness is that when you are happy, you don't have to make yourself do anything. You basically want to do whatever you're doing. And I've been happy at work. I've been happy just sitting doing nothing. I've been happy while I'm working on a project that I'm in love with. And I've also been unhappy during all those things. Okay, so when I say put your happiness before your hard work, some of you may say, yeah, I already do that. I already do that. I only use my job as a means so I can have fun in life and make my dreams come true and things like that. But and I'm just kind of because this is how my mind has worked. So I feel like you can find a lot of similarities in other people's mind if you kind of look into your own mind with a lot of depth. And who knows, that's really all I know is my own mind, so it's really all I have to share. So I know I definitely feel like this won't apply to a lot of people, but to some people out there, they may find it interesting. But if you notice with that lifestyle of working hard and getting what you want, you probably notice that when you don't get what you want, it's very difficult to be happy. And who knows, maybe there's some people out there that are good enough at working hard all the time that things just go their way more often, and they don't necessarily have to learn how to be happy when things don't go their way. But from what I've noticed, the majority of people that I am around day to day have a lot of things not go their way a lot of the time. And those things can not only set you back like physically and financially, but they can also put you into an emotional like groove, an emotional rut that you get stuck in, which is so hard to find the motivation to get out of that when you already are super bummed about the situation that you're in. So naturally, if you have this mindset of you're happy when you gain, then you are always going to have the mindset of I'm unhappy when I lose. That's what's strange is people fall in love with all of the awesome things in life, and they think that, okay, I just need to get a lot of those awesome things in my life, whether it's a relationship or a family or expensive nice things or even success, even just raw success. People think that those things are all so awesome and I feel so good when I do them, so I just need to get a lot of those things and then I'll be happy. But what's often the case with life is that we don't get the things we want, I guess, in many different scenarios. We don't get the relationship we want, we don't get the items we want, we don't get the job we want or the paycheck we want. And so naturally, because we see these other things as like, okay, that's how I get happiness, is I do these awesome things in life, then naturally when we don't have those things, we are like almost automatically upset. It's like part of the system is to be unhappy. But if you think about it, if you really put happiness first before success or before anything, then those things, and I'm not going to say like they don't have an impact on you or anything, but if you realize like, oh, I wasn't like doing all of this hard work just to get that awesome thing just so I could be happy, I've already let myself be happy. I've already like accepted the fact that it could go any way, and I haven't pre-decided which path I think should happen, and then by deciding that, which would mean which path I'm going to be happy when it happens. Because when you decide which path should happen, then any other path is going to make you upset. So if you don't make these awesome things and awesome goals and awesome experiences in your life the main goal of everything, and you do put your happiness first, then you can kind of come to a place in your mind where you realize, I actually, because this is what's weird, when it comes down to it, you don't even technically know which outcome will be best for you. Like, you may think when you're applying for a job that the best outcome would be that you get the job, but you technically don't even know that. And that's just the honest, blatant truth. It's not, I'm not trying to say that it's bad, you can't look forward to getting a job or whatever, but technically you don't know, because obviously I can think of a scenario where you do get the job and has a negative impact on your life, like maybe you don't like the people you work with, or maybe that company goes out of business for some reason. Or I can think of a scenario where you don't get the job and you actually end up going on a better path. So how can you put your happiness on the line of you getting the job if you don't even know that getting the job will be the best decision for you? You technically don't even know, which is a strange thing, because I could see people getting a little bit lost in this and say, so what? You go through life just not knowing things and just not really having an opinion, or not having a goal or like a desired path that you want to go in. And see, it does kind of seem like that. But what's strange is, this goes back to what I said earlier. When you're happy, you don't have to make an effort necessarily in what direction you're going. And this is kind of what I call flow state, which is weird, because the word happy kind of has some connotations attached to it, and because you don't have to be happy all the time. You don't have to put your happiness first, but you can be in a flow state and be sad, or feeling any type of emotion. You can be in the flow state, or which is like the present moment basically, which is when you just have come to an acceptance of it. And I feel like it's when you're in these flow states, it's almost like you're putting no effort into life, but you are putting effort in, but it's just like the path of least resistance, which also happens to be the most, how do you even put a word to this, profitable path, the most beneficial path, the most path of most growing, but it's also the path that you just naturally go into when you're happy. So basically what I want to just conclude on, because I've been going on for a while now, is that if you put your happiness first and you allow yourself to be happy even when things don't go right, then your life will become a lot more fluid and much less fighting and resisting, I feel like, because the system we have in place now includes a lot of fighting and resisting and trying hard and working and competing, and you got to be this or otherwise you can't raise a family, and like it's just all of this pressure, just I feel like just try it for a day. Try just relieving all of the pressure, all of the beliefs that you think that you should have done already, maybe, or that you think should have gone a certain way, or that you think where you should be at in life. Try just letting it all slide for a day, and see where it takes you. Alright, I guess that's all I had to say. Peace out. Thanks for listening.